welcome to 27 Minutes here on WJTS UPN 27. The family of Virgil and
unfortunately, a lot of times does low longer line. And truthfully, most golfers, including myself, sometimes.
The Groundspockers. School is out for the summer, but earlier this month, Tony Frick stopped by Northeast Dubois Middle School and Huntingburg Elementary, where Ronald McDonald presented a few lessons on recycling.
That's what we got. The recycling plastic products into new.
For their recycling efforts, Northeast Dubois, Southwest Elementary Schools, and other area schools were awarded with a special visit from a well-known celebrity.
Now what you have to do, Molly, is say on in a really loud voice. Can you do that for me? Say on.
While at the Huntingburg Elementary presentation, we asked Ronald McDonald House Community Development Director, Leanne Erickson, to fill us in on the special event and on the Ronald McDonald House project.
Noises together. Do not stop until we get back out here again, okay? Because we'll go in the back and come out the front, and then you can say on.
Thanks to the local McDonald's here in Jasper. What we're doing is we're presenting the school, the Ronald McDonald House is presenting the school with a plaque awarding them into the official Collect a Million Club in return for their collecting 1 million tabs for the house. And we brought Ronald with us.
Say on, get them running.
Thanks to the McDonald's owner-operator here in conjunction with the house, and he's going to do a show for the kids to thank them for all their efforts.
On, let's go, team, follow me, Molly. We're going into the machine, we're going to clean it up, we're going to crush it down. We're melting, and then we'll make new stuff out of it. So come along with me, Molly, hurry.
A few schools this year that's raised those tabs, is that right?
That's correct. We kicked off the Pop Tab recycling program about 5 years ago, but in particular we started targeting schools about 4 years ago, and since then we've had about 115 schools save 1 million Pop Tabs.
Wait a minute, that one's empty too. You were taking a break, weren't you? You stopped for a drink.
What we do with the Pop Tabs is it is just a recycling effort for the Ronald McDonald House. It's a fundraiser for the house. It helps us pay our bills. We have water bills, heating bills, light bills, those sorts of things, just like we all have at our own home. And so the Pop Tab program is a fundraiser for us. So it allows kids to go out and do something special to help other children without having to go home and ask mom and dad for more money for this or money for that. It's just asking them to recycle something that they all probably already purchased, which are the pop cans, to recycle the tabs off those. And so for every 1 million tabs we get about $500, depending on what the market rate is for aluminum.
Both plaques and show were well received at area schools, with special efforts recognized.
Chambers, where are you, Kyle? Mr. Chambers.
Collecting soda pop tabs also gave some students an opportunity to work side by side with Ronald himself.
Somebody who follows directions really well to help you in this trick. Now, Nick.
Do you have any little history about how the Ronald McDonald House came into being?
Do exactly as I do, all right? If I hold that paper out like this, you do the same.
The concept itself started back in 1974 in Philadelphia, where there was a Philadelphia Eagles football player who had a sick child with leukemia. But he and his wife fortunately lived close enough to that children's hospital in Philadelphia that they could go back and forth between the hospital and home.
Glad you're staying with me here.
But they noticed while they were there, all these other families and parents who lived further away, they didn't want to leave their child's bedside, so they were sleeping on the hospital floors, in the bed with the child themselves, and in that case, no one was getting any sleep, the parent nor the sick child.
Now, put these two pieces together, just like this.
So at that point, McDonald stepped in and helped to establish the very first Ronald McDonald House in Philadelphia, and that was 26 years ago now. And since then, there's now 201 Ronald McDonald Houses throughout the world.
Your magic wand!
The Indiana house was the 40th house, and it was built in 1982. And it houses 50 families a night. It's one of the second largest of the 201 in the world. The Houston house and Indiana house house 50 families a night, and the Indiana house is pretty much full every single night.
Everybody help me now, wiggle your fingers like this. And say the magic words, Ronald McDonald House. And then say, poof.
The history of the Indiana Ronald McDonald House, it's served over 15,000 families. It's probably approaching 20,000 now.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Nick has made a mess. All the paper we can take in.
The magic tricks included more than recycling paper, plastic, and metals. Students had an opportunity to recycle teachers as well.
McDonald or any of the kids or the teachers responsible up here for anything that could go wrong in case something does go wrong in this recycling machine, because we've never recycled a teacher before. That's good enough for me. I'll get that machine running well this time, okay? Stay on. Okay.
Did they succeed? Well, if you wonder why your child is making strange motions with his hands when a certain teacher approaches you on the street, the recycling secret? Well, it's not being given out by this reporter.
We have, oh, stand right here, yes. Stand there like you are the superhero you are, yes. No, Miss Preer is not the mild-mannered school teacher she once was. She is now Captain Planet Protector.
TV 27 News.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We will have more 27 minutes after this. Yep. Here's today's homeowner, brought to you by Kremp Lumber Company of Jasper.
As a homeowner, it's much easier nowadays to maintain your yard with good proper equipment like this lawnmower. But when you're fueling these machines, you need to be real careful. You know, spilled gasoline can be a problem to your yard as far as damage, also to your machinery, and of course it's not very good for the environment. Now here's a few tips to prevent these potential problems. To prevent spilling the fuel, use a funnel or a can with a non-spill nozzle. Also tighten the gas caps to prevent any kind of evaporation. When transporting or storing the fuel, do it the right way, out of the direct sunlight, and tightly close the vent holes in your gas can. You can also lower the harmful emissions from a power tool by maintaining the engine properly. Also, on your lawnmower, keep your blade sharp and the decks of the lawnmower clean. This really helps your engine to run more efficiently and emit fewer pollutants. Another tip, only fill your gas tank 2/3 of the way full. This will allow some room for expansion and help prevent spillage.
We will have more 27 minutes right after this. Yep. Welcome back. Here's Southwest Dubois County School Superintendent Bob Yost giving you an overview of what's happening in his school district.
Big smile on your face.
As the nationwide discussion on the growing demand for student accountability to meet graduation requirements continues, so do the efforts of the Southwest Dubois County School Corporation to provide excellent education programs. Superintendent Robert Yost spoke to us on some of the corporation's upcoming long-term goals.
We're positioning ourselves to meet those requirements. I think Southwest Dubois Schools has always had an excellent reputation for the educational program that we have been able to offer our students. Our graduates have traditionally been able to go on and be very competitive both at the college level and in the job market that we face today. But for the future, that may in itself not be enough. And so as there are some new standards that are being formed statewide as far as instructional practices, and as we start to look at programs that might be of assistance to students to help them be prepared to meet those standards and then to be able to be competitive in the future, I think those are the goals that the school corporation has.
You have to try to keep it balanced.
Corporation will seek to help students stay on task using technology and assessment tools and by expanding the career-oriented programs.
We started a careers program that is a requirement for all sophomores. This is to give students an idea about what the world of work will look like. I want to try to expose them to a broader spectrum of. We've also been working over the last couple of years to expand our programs in school to work and the interdisciplinary program or the ICE program to give students an on-the-job type of an experience. We think that those programs are going to be helpful as students look to the future in terms of the world of work that they're going to be facing.
Consideration of an alternative school program similar to Spencer County School Corporation has also been on the school board's long-term goals list.
That we've talked about and trying to look at to the future would be an alternative school program. We've seen in some of the neighboring counties that the programs like this have been successful, but I believe that in order to be successful for people in Southwest Dubois, it is probably going to need to be a program that maybe the 4 school corporations in Dubois County participate in. That joint partnership would allow, I think, a sufficient number of students to participate.
Graduation requirements, standards, career choices, alternatives for educational success are all part of the future plans. Yet often any student's success is also tied back to another important area. When Superintendent Yost was asked if he would address one area he felt important, he jumped right into the importance of parent participation.
Important to, I think, all schools and certainly to ours is parent participation. And I think we're very blessed with that element within our school district. All you have to do is look at the attendance at parent conferences when report cards are distributed. Look at the attendance at events such as May Day and book fairs and fall festivals, and you know that parents within the school corporation are very committed to their students. We have a very high attendance rate, almost 98%. That tells me that parents value school. And one way that they ensure that is that they make sure their students come to school on a regular basis. With all that, though, we're always looking to try to improve those activities and situations where parents can become involved.
He was delighted with the parent involvement and the message it sent. He noted volunteers are always welcome.
There's always some tasks or challenges to be done in the buildings that can always use an extra pair of hands. And always make time for your children at home, especially as far as homework is concerned. Help them establish a routine that will be beneficial to their educational experience by providing them with time and a place and your assistance as they complete the task of the day and prepare for the next day. The educational program is not just the schools, it is the students, the parents, and the schools working together. We've always enjoyed a good partnership in that respect and hope to see that continue in the future.
We'll check sports here on 27 Minutes right after this. Yep. In sports, the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame, located at the Rookser Student Center on the Vincennes University Jasper campus, may soon be getting bigger and, of course, better. On Tuesday, Hall of Fame Executive Director Ray Howard accepted a grant worth $15,000 from District 73 Representative Denny Oxley as part of the Build Indiana Fund. The initial funding will be used to pay for preliminary plans and architectural drawings, as well as other design expenses for the future hall expansion. This is the first step in an ongoing project to increase the hall in size from its current area of 900 square feet to a proposed 3,000 square foot addition to the current hall. Final plans need to be approved by the Vincennes University Board of Trustees. It is anticipated that funding for the proposed addition will be acquired during the 2001 legislative session. Director Howard talks about the $15,000 grant and the much-needed addition of space in the Hall of Fame.
On behalf of the 99 current inductees into the Baseball Hall of Fame that we have, we'd certainly like to thank you, Denny and Dave, as well as the others who voted for and were able to us fix in the budget this amount of money. This money is going to be used for planning and architectural design, and I don't know whatever the terminology is, to get ready, because I'm a fairly positive person when it comes to at least baseball and the efforts of the people that we work with, and I think that we will see those efforts come to fruition. So we want to be ready to go when the time comes. So working with the folks at VU, and certainly as is indicated in our release, the final plans will be approved by their Board of Trustees, and it needs to go through them to make sure that we're doing things exactly the right way and the way it needs to be done, so that we can blend this new building together. But the proposal is to add 2,147 square feet straight down the side of the building, which would put us just a shade over 3,000 square feet. Currently, for those of you who have a press release, and I make note for the others who might be able to help us in any way possible, we currently have no room at all to display plaques of this coming year's class of inductees. And that 2001 class could very well hold Don Mattingly's picture in it, because he's eligible that year. We don't have any room to put him on the wall. I don't have any room to display the 4 class champions from last year. I don't have any place to put the bats. Louisville Slugger has been giving us bats to recognize a state champion since we started. I don't have any place to put them. I've got them at home for this last year. And we're ready to enter the tournament next week to crown 4 more champions. And I guess they'll stay in the box until I can find a place to put them. So any amount of support that we can receive from the media, from the people that live in southwestern Indiana, and people around the state. We hope people will understand this is not a Southwestern Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame. It's Indiana. And there are just as many guys on that wall from the north as there are from the south. And so we hope to encourage them, as well as our local people, to get behind us next year in the legislative session. And hopefully we can get the funds that we need in order to add on and supply a correct place to display not only memorabilia items, but also plaques and recognition given properly to those people from the high school ranks all the way through the major leagues, so that we can recognize them in a way that they should be.
Representative Oxley was very instrumental in receiving the grant. He says the Hall of Fame being in Jasper is important because of the baseball success that has been displayed in this area.
There's probably no more fitting place for this hall to be than in Jasper, and I couldn't agree more. When you look at the rich tradition of history of baseball in this town, it's really impressive is an understatement. There's been one school to repeat as state champions in the history of the state of Indiana, and that's Jasper. And then there's been one school to win back-to-back-to-back titles in the state of Indiana, and that was Jasper High School. And as the mayor mentioned, Scott Rowland, Major League Baseball's superstar, and Jasper's hometown hero. So it's very appropriate that the hall be located here, and I am just honored to be a part of this. I'm glad that we were able to secure funds in last year's budget session in the amount of $15,000. I would have liked for it to have been more. As Ray has already indicated, next year is another budget session of the legislature, and we'll be doing everything that we can to see to it that the Hall of Fame is expanded, and we're going to do all that we can to see that the state can supply as many of those funds as necessary to do that.
VU Jasper's been the host of the Hall of Fame for several years now, and VU Jasper Dean Christopher Ezell thinks the hall is a positive for his school.
We have been associated with the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame for almost a decade now here on this campus, and we've been very pleased with that relationship over the years. This has been a very important part of our campus. It's a very important part of Indiana history and history of the sport of baseball, and we are very, very happy to see the funds coming to the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame for the preliminary work, the design work for this edition, and we're looking forward to seeing the addition added to the Alvin C. Ruxer Student Center here on the VUJC campus. Alvin Ruxer, of course, was instrumental in keeping Jasper and the surrounding communities involved in baseball and providing the impetus here for this region of Indiana. So once again, we're very happy to have a part in this.
We have high school baseball tonight here on UPN as the Barry Vikings go into Northeast Dubois to take on the Jeeps in a battle of blue chip conference teams. This has been 27 minutes here on WJTS UPN 27. For the entire WJTS crew, I'm Kurt Gutsgell. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.